Hello everyone, my name is Marina and I am happy to welcome you here today. I'm a bit nervous. This is my first Flosstube YouTube video in English and I hope you're gonna like it and you don't mind my accent and stuff like that and things that I'm probably gonna say wrong, but I hope it's okay. So first of all, I want to thank you once again for stopping by and being interested in my video and the stitches that I'm doing and the projects that I have. I already have few videos in Russian, but as this is my first video in English, I think and I thought it's gonna be a good idea to a bit introduce myself. So I live in Estonia, in a small village nearby Tallinn, and I'm 35 years old. I have 2 kids, 2 boys and 2 dogs, little Pomeranians. So probably this is all I have to say at the moment, and yeah, probably as we go by I might give you more details of what I have. So here you see my shelf in my stitching room. This is what inspires me as well every day to stitch and to do more things. I also make needle minders from polymer clay, and I have a little shop in Etsy, so I will leave a link below so you can have a look if you're interested. If not, then don't bother going there. I also have an Instagram account, but most of the times I prefer to do something with my hands rather than making pictures, because I'm so not good at that, and I just prefer like making a few more stitches rather than doing a post on Instagram. But I still have it and I still post there from time to time, so you're more than welcome to go there and to have a look. But anyways, let's start. So today I would like to show you all my projects that I'm currently have started, that I'm stitching, and that I hope sometime will be finished. The sooner the better, but we will see, because I have kind of a good stash as well, so I'm always happy to start something new, and I'm always happy to buy something. So you know, it never ends. This story never ends with the starts and then whips and stuff like that. But let's start. First of all, I would like to show you this project that I have. This is from Ukrainian brand called Fruzilok. It is stitched on the wooden base. So here you can see what they have in the kit, and this wooden base is quite good to stitch. I'm taking these kind of projects with me when we go somewhere to travel, like when we go to the sea, or if we have to go somewhere in the car that's gonna take like more than half an hour, and if kids are okay to sit and do their stuff, because as I mentioned, I have 2 boys, and the older one is 10 years old and the little one has only turned 3 a few weeks ago, so he is not always happy to do his things. He wants to be entertained, but when I have time I take these kind of projects, because I don't have to take anything with me, anything like hoops or anything to hold this kind of thing. It just holds itself. So yeah. But saying this, I have started this kit in 2022 and I have not have a big progress. I can show you. There's only a little have been stitched. So this is how much I have done so far, and it is not good. I'm not happy with this progress at all. So it is in my whips for like 4 years. I've started it in June, and today is 8th of June, so this month it will be 4 years that I've started, and this is not this is not worth 4 years of stitching. But anyways, I have it. I want to finish it because I have bought the whole series. I think I have the spring one that is already finished, and this one, this is autumn, and then I have the New Year's or like winter one as well that I will show you in a little bit because I have also started that. So this is stitched through these holes that are made on a wooden base. I'm stitching with DMC that came in the kit, with 2 threads over like this, well, through the holes, so there is nothing complicated here. Here I have my needle minders that I made myself. What else to say? I can show you a bit of a mess that I have in my threads, but I haven't changed anything. These organizers came with a kit, so these are the colors that came in, and this is the second one. I am stitching using Saga, which helps a lot, but still not much, as you can tell by the amount of progress I've made. But so these are the colors. There are a few interesting things in this one. So this is the backing. When this piece is gonna get finished, I'm just gonna glue these. This is felt, very thin one, but still it's good to have. So when this is done, I'm just gonna glue this at the back and it's gonna be finished. There are also some interesting threads in this one. I just need to find them. I think there was one Etoile DMC, or maybe not in this one, maybe in the New Year's one. Let me check. The key, no, there's just Kreinik, a bit of Kreinik. Sorry for the noise, but doing it live. So these are 2 tiny spools of Kreinik that are going to be used in this one, and there are also 3 little leaves that are going to be attached at the bottom. So here, when this piece is done, I'm just gonna attach these leaves, but I'm not sure actually. You can see on this picture here how it's done. I'm thinking maybe making these leaves from polymer clay and then adding some more color to that, because this one is looking okay. But I think it's gonna look better if this will be like colored same as here on the stitching piece. So so this is what I have, and this is the oldest whip I have, and then in a few seconds I'm gonna show you another one. So the next piece that I have is the one from Old Forest, and it was a freebie a few years ago. This is how it looks on my fabric. It's not fitting in, but let's do it this way. It was a freebie. I think it's still a freebie, and it's like a calendar thing with Russian fairy tales, so we can stitch it by month. I think it was stitched, it was like how it's called, like a sal. So when it's every month there's given a pattern, and then you stitch it and then you get another one. But I think now the whole thing is a freebie on their website, so you can just have it. That's what I did, at least. I've stitched these on 28 count Lugana. I have colored it myself a little with some tea. I think, I'm just thinking it's just tea or coffee as well. I think it's just tea. What else? I've chosen this one because I like that here's used some interesting stitches, like you can see here, not just cross stitches but some specialty stitches. And in this one, in the first one, I have changed just this yellow, was it like, it's not a cross stitch, it's like Bulgarian stitch or something. These were supposed to be done in this yellow color DMC, but I've changed that to metallic DMC. So this is the second one. I really love how this stitch is looking, and this is how it looks. This one, them all are very pretty. These flowers are stunning. It is very interesting to stitch. I've enjoyed it a lot. Now I am here with this little house on the chicken legs. It's very cool. I don't know why I'm not stitching it, because it's pretty fun with specialty stitches, as I said, and then cross stitches. So when you get bored, you can switch to specialty stitches, and then when you're a bit tired of it, you can get back to the cross stitches. But I got stuck. I have started this in 2023, so it's been a while as well. And yeah, I need to finish it. I have already stitched 6 of these, so I have like, this is nearly done and this is 7th, so I have like 5.5, which would be nice to take on again this year and then do 1 a month, and then by the end of this year I will have a finish. I'm not gonna show you DMCs because I think everyone's familiar with it. Just gonna show you how my whip looks, and we're gonna change to the next one because I have quite a few and showing them all to you I think is gonna take a while. Next one I have is the one that I have mentioned in the very first one. This is kit again from Fruity Lock. That is New Year's or Winter's or Christmas. So I have started this one as well. I've started this in 2024 and there is not much done as well, as you can probably guess. This is how it looks at the moment. I've done a bit of this bow at the top and then not much more. Here, this is this étoile from DMC, this one that shines a bit. I can show you this one. They're also, everything is stitched in DMCs, and this is the thread that I've showed you on the stitched piece just a few seconds ago. This is how it looks, and I think it brings a nice detail to it. Not as shiny as Kreinik, but just adds some delicate blinking to it. So I think it's very cool, very interesting idea and a cool thing to add to the piece. And then everything else is just regular DMCs. This is how the thread organizer looks like with the amount of colors. There are also a few things that are gonna be stitched on this. here are some, these are not beads, these are like, how they're called? Large beads. So this is going to be added to a finished piece as well. So here you can see on the picture, that's where those are being added. And then we have this piece of felt to be glued at the back, and then few bows from the rope that are going to be added here as well. I'm not stitching this, I don't know why, because the project is very interesting and it's looking really cool. I really like it, the way it turns out, but just recently, I don't know, in the past year maybe, for some reason I don't like to stitch on the wood anymore. I have few stitched pieces, but yeah, as I said recently, I just don't like it. I always tend to tap with the needle my fingers and my hands, so when I'm stitching and when I'm trying to get this from the back, it's hard for me to find the right hole, and I tend to like tap the fingers and I don't like it. It hurts, and I don't know why. I'm just so used to now to stitch with two hands, and it's just much quicker and I enjoy it much more. And I have recently, maybe not so recently, like a year ago, I have managed, just gonna make it look a bit better, sorry. So like a year ago, maybe I've managed to get my hands on eBay because like here in Estonia we don't have any like traditional needlework stores or shops, or like just places where you can go and buy stuff. You can buy some like Zweigart fabrics and then some DMCs, but we don't even have an store or even like a marketplace or whatever to buy like Weeks Day Works or anything that's a bit different from let's say so from a traditional stitching materials. So we can only buy Zweigart fabrics, Aida, and then DMCs and some Encore threads. That's it. There are a few RTOs kits because they are produced here in Tallinn, but that's pretty much it. So every time I have to buy something, I have to go to 123 Stitch or Casa Cennina from Italy, they are, I think. So what was my thought? What was I trying to say? I have discovered for myself the way that I can order from eBay and buy stuff from there. So I bought quite a few kits and things that I have been dreaming about that are not produced anymore. So like some dimensions kits, and I have discovered for myself Victoria sampler, and then I have discovered Just Nan, but that was just too late because they're all out of production. And yeah, anyways, so I have bought too many things that I'm much more interested to stitch now rather than this piece, but I still want to finish it and I still want to have it on my door because I have special hooks that I put on my door, and I wish to change them every season. So yeah, this one has to be finished as well. Next project that I'm gonna show you is from All Forest as well. This is the tea sampler that I have started in 2024 in March, and this is how much I have done so far. I'm sorry for showing this to you on a hoop, but I just don't want to take this out because I don't have that much time and it takes a while to show this. And maybe next, when I'm gonna be stitching this or when I'm gonna be moving hoops, when I'm done with this part, I'm gonna take this away and then I'm gonna show you what I have done and how this piece is looking without a hoop. but at the moment this is how much I have done. I'm stitching on 32 count Belfast. I do not remember the exact fabric name, but I believe that this is it mushroom or something like that? I'm not sure, but if you interested and if you would like to know, let me know, and I will have a look in my notes if I have them anywhere. I'm just not sure, but I think it's the fabric that All Forest suggested. I have taken these by their suggestion, by the key, and I'm stitching with their flosses as well that were colored on the base of DMCs. So I have bought a kit of oops, something dropped. So I have these flosses that were made by them as well. Beautiful colors, like these a lot. Yellow, red, and then there's also green. These are the colors that I have not taken off yet, and these are the ones that I have been stitching with already. What else? Green one. Oh, I've showed you the green one, but this is how it looks without being knotted, and this is the blue one. Not much of a color difference here on the camera, and when I look with my eyes, not through the camera, I do not see much of a difference, but still it gives a nice touch and nice color. So when you see this spoon, there is some difference, and I like it. It's not that obvious, but it gives just a right, I think, accent and right detail, or how to say. I hope I hope you understand what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say at least. This is what I have stitched. I like it. I like the process. I like the fabric. I like how it goes. I'm enjoying the process, but I don't know why I'm not stitching it. This is something strange, but that's how it is. Maybe because I've started it a while ago and now I have other things to stitch and other things that I enjoy a bit more. Maybe because I want to try everything and I don't have enough time to stitch on everything, because as I said, I have discovered like Victoria Sampler, Just Nan, and then Old Dimensions kits, and then Mill Hill, and samplers, and there are so many of them and so many different designers and so many different fabrics and threads, and then there are silks. So you know, it's just the list is endless, and I just want to try everything. So yeah, but I will stitch this. I have a place in my kitchen that I want to hang this on, and I have also bought a coffee sampler, so I want to have both of these being on the wall side by side, sitting there beautifully. So I will finish this one as well. I don't know when, but I do want to finish this because I think it is very beautiful. So many details. You can look at this pretty much forever and discover a new piece, and the color transition like every time you look at it. So I like it. It needs to be finished, I think. At least I think so. Next project that I have is this interesting piece from Wonderland Crafts. It's called, how was it called? Set for embroidery on the wood. Okay. So these are birds, winter ones. I stitch it to hold napkins during the winter time and making the season more festive. this is stitching with beads. I have already completed the first part, so there are 2 pieces that are gonna stand this way, and I'm gonna show you. Just give me a moment. There's this stand where you place one piece and then the second piece, and then it's hard to show this way. So it's like this way, and then this one comes here, and then in between you can place your napkins or whatever you feel like placing, but this I guess was done for napkins. So the first part is done. That's how it looks. I think it's gorgeous, and it's gonna look very pretty on the table holding our festive napkins. And this is the second half that I have to do and that I have stuck with. I am only stitching this during winter time, and I would like to start making this before winter, like somewhere in November, because it's pretty doable to finish this in a month if like making effort to actually finish it. And yeah, I want to finish it by this winter so I can have it done, because this one I have also started in 2024, and I think it's a bit too long to have this project being a project because it's pretty much tiny. These 2 parts are identical, so when I stitch this one, I have to stitch exactly the same thing here. So maybe this is why it got stuck, because I have just finished this one and I didn't really want to stitch exactly the same one again. But I hope that when I get back to it this winter or autumn, then it gets better and I will be able to finish this. This is how the pattern looks like. I'm writing this how many beads I have stitched in a day, because I have a bit of a stitcher's diary where I mark my progress and what I'm doing, just for myself, just because I like making plans and then never stick to them and just do all kinds of notes. I don't know, just being weird a bit. So this is how the pattern looks like, and I keep all my beads in this beautiful organizer. This is from Wonderland Crafts as well, and I have stitched this top and these beads, these large these are not stones, these are like how they call buttons, look like buttons. So these are gorgeous, and I just keep looking at those without actually stitching what I have to stitch. And these are the beads. I'm not gonna turn them over because they will fall for sure. So this is what I have as my next project that's waiting for me to be stitched this autumn, because I like stitching on a season. So when it's summer, I love to stitch something that's very summery, if I can say so, if there is such word in English. So like I enjoy stitching flowers and birds and everything green, or maybe some seaside and stuff like that. And when it's winter, I'm getting back to some wintry projects and stockings and then Christmas trees. So I love that. I don't know why it's the thing for me, why I cannot stitch like something wintry during the summertime, but I just can't. It doesn't make me happy, and I just don't want to touch anything that's with the winter theme. Even if it's like, you know, stocking, there are some stockings that I'm stitching, and the one that I have now in my projects, they're like bright colors, red and green and some blue ones, so you can easily stitch that during the summertime because it's a huge piece. Well, at least for me it's a big one, and it's not gonna come along in like a week. So while you're stitching with reds and yellows, it's still kind of like summery colors. But I don't know, if I see that the pattern and the project itself it's like winter theme, then I'm just not gonna take it. It's not gonna happen in any other season rather than winter, at least now. And the next project that I have mentioned just a few seconds ago is this stocking from Dimensions. It's called Santa's Toys Stocking that I am stitching for my younger son. I have already made the one for the older one, and since my little one understands now that Santa brings little things and chocolates and sweets and stuff like that to these stockings, we have a bit of a fight. Last Christmas, not last Christmas, even the Christmas before that, because this one I have started in 2024 as well, and I'm not even halfway through, I'm gonna tell you before I show you. So yeah, I thought that we kind of desperately need the stocking, but because I have not managed to finish it before this Christmas, I have bought a kit from Busilla with felt, so I've made a felt stocking for him, so he has at least something to have to get his little sweets and presents from Santa as well. But I'm gonna say that that Busilla kit and that Busilla stocking is pretty gorgeous. So it's not like just something to be there. It's very beautiful, and it has like in the stitched inside little lights on the batteries, so it like glows in the winter. Of course in the winter, and I was going to say in the evening. So I bought another one as well for my older one, so they both gonna have two stockings, well, one of each gonna have a felt stocking and then the cross stitch stocking, but I just don't know when I'm gonna make all of those. So anyways, let me show you what I have stitched so far, and this is how it looks now. What is going on? This is what I have done. Needle minders are also made by me. I just love them so much. I'm gonna bring this to your attention because I'm in love with this thread. So this is not much, but still better than nothing, I would say. Here is this blue half cross stitch with many threads. I don't remember how much, but let's check the key. This half cross stitch is done with 4 threads. Yeah, so it's not like it's hard, but it's, what is it, 18 count Aida? Yeah, 18 count Aida. I have not changed anything. I'm stitching and doing everything by the kit, so it's not hard, but it just makes a weird noise sometimes when you stitch it, when you pull it through this Aida, and it's a bit hard to get through when they're stitched, when there is stitched area already, like here, to get there. It's a bit hard, but okay, overall okay, I'm enjoying it. And I'm stitching this with Saga as well, that I found on the internet. It has some errors, but okay, because I am still looking at the pattern that came with the kit, so I'm kind of like checking if that area that I'm gonna stitch is the same in Saga as in the pattern. So this is how much I have stitched, and I don't know if you want to look at the floss, but here it is. That's a mess, but it's a project. So these are the colors, very bright, and as I said, these ones are pretty, like could go as a summer colors, and this green as well. So it could be stitched during the summertime. These are very gentle, could be stitched through springtime, but I just don't have an inspiration to stitch it during other time rather than winter. What else I have? There were these additional floss, not holders, but like these additional floss, how to call them? What are they called? I forgot the word. I am very sorry. So these were 2 additional colors that were just too many to put on these organizers, so they came separately, as these are used a lot. And this is just I just found the scissors in there. I forgot that I have just placed it there. This is the scissor fob that I made myself as well. I like it. So this is another project that I have and that I would like to finish as soon as possible, to be honest, so that I can make it into a stocking, and then it will be just beautifully sitting by the chimney. Found the word. So here it is. Let's move to the next one. Next project that I have is an interesting piece from Dimensions, and it's not a usual cross stitch kit, it's a needlepoint, and this is my very first needlepoint that I have ever bought and ever done and ever started. I have one more kit from Dimensions, but I'm not sure when I'm going to start that. So this is how it looks when it's done. I'm not sure if I will ever finish this one, to be honest. I wanted to try this technique and it was interesting for me, and as I said, I got so inspired by the amount of different patterns and possibilities to do and to like stitch in our hobby. So I just wanted to try it on, and I bought it on eBay. I bought it from eBay, and I've started that in 25. And to be honest, I have not touched it for maybe a year. So I started, I stitched it for a bit, and then I stopped. Maybe because it is on frame, and for me at the moment it's not very convenient, and like I don't like stitching on frame anymore because I don't have a place anywhere to put a frame and to stitch from it. I have holders, but it takes a bit of space on the table, and I don't always have the time to, like, you know, sit around and then take the floss away and put the stuff out and then stitch for at least like 30-40 minutes. I don't have that. I'm usually like stitching here and there for 5 to 10 minutes before I like hear this mom. So you know, so maybe this is one of the reasons why I have not touched this for a while. So here you see the pattern and how it's supposed to be done. I was not familiar with needlepoint at all, so for me it was very interesting. I'm not sure how much you have done of this. If you did, let me know, because I saw so beautiful things done in needlepoint, especially Christmas themed, with the different flosses. Like from Rainbow Gallery, there was like one Santa and his beard was done with one of the flosses that is like sparkly, and like it's, I don't know, it looks like some snow and it's like fuzzy, so it's very cool. So this is how much I have done. Not a lot, and it's not perfect, I know. But this is my first attempt to do needlepoint, and I think it's not too bad. It's kind of pretty, but yeah, I think when I get more time and when my kids, well, maybe when my little one gets a bit older, I get back to it and then I can enjoy again. But at the moment I don't have a certain plan to like stitch and finish it this year or like any other specific time. It's just there. I know it's there, and at some point I'll get back to it. So I'm nearly done with the first heart. I've started in the center as it was suggested in the pattern. So I'm nearly done with this heart, and then I will need to go to another one, and then the third one, and then there is you see this area is covered with these tiny stitches with kind of like ecru color, and all this thing will have to be filled in with these stitches, as you can see here. Like the background is also kind of ecru color, and it's not as white as it in here, so all these will have to be filled in as well, which is okay when you're like watching a TV or some movie with your family, or even like cartoons with your kids. You can maybe stitch it, but just not now. And not for me. But I like the experience. I love that I tried it, and these are the colors that came with the kit. Pretty nice, feminine, very delicate colors, so I'm enjoying it. I was enjoying it a lot, and I'm sure when I get back to it, when I get the inspiration and when I get the right feeling and the right atmosphere, and maybe the right, I don't know, not the feel, but like something inside of me would like to just stitch something more gentle, then I get back to it, because it's beautiful. I like it. But let's turn to another one. And then the next project that I've started is the very first, at least for me, it's my very first, it's not a kit, it's like a pattern that you have to kit up yourself. It only comes with the, well, actually for just now it's not only, it comes with these how they called, embellishments, and then there are some beads, and then this beautiful floss, which is silk floss. It's like hand dyed, I guess, variegated colors. So, but as you can see by the view of this preview of this picture, this is not the original one. This is out of print now, as far as I know at least, and it has been so for a while. So I'm stitching this using the pattern that I have found, and using the floss that I have found, and all the other things that I found. So I have seen these, no, I have actually been these shown by one very nice girl. She lives in the USA, and she was so nice to share this with me and to send me over her leftovers of the floss so that I can stitch this, because I was very excited about it. So these, I'll show you the floss. These are the flosses, but it wasn't enough for me to stitch, but it was good for me to have the number here. So I have ordered the full skeins of these flosses, and I've stitched with these. She also sent me these little cutouts with perle, and these are the DMC perle, and it used in the design as well. So she sent me over these, and maybe the most important what she sent to me are these little embellishments, stitching things, accessories that I get into the middle of each design. So thanks to her, I was able to start this. And beads I was taking from my stash. I was looking at the design when I finished it, and just getting the color that I was thinking would go okay and would be suitable for the pattern and for the colors that were used. So I'm not sure if you're interested, but if you are, I can show you the colors and the names of the colors in case you would like to stitch this design. This color is used for summer, and it's called this, and that's the number. And all these threads are from Thread Gatherer. There's Silken Colors line. This color is used for autumn, and that's the name. And then this one is used for the winter part, and that's the name. And then this one is used for spring. It's gorgeous. I love the way one color goes into another and this transition, and it's just, I can look at this forever. And that's the name and the number for the spring one. I love it a lot. I actually love the way this silk is made, because I've also stitched with Karen water lilies. I have one Mirabilia stitch, so it has been used there. And this one I actually like more and prefer this to Karen. I don't know why, but it just feels more silky and more soft and more delicate, and it's just so, I don't know, it's just so cool to hold these and to touch them. So these are the silks, loving them a lot. And let me show you what I have. As you can see here, it is stitched like a sampler maybe, so it goes as this one long line all together, but I have done it differently. I have stitched these three on one piece of fabric because I couldn't count properly and I couldn't calculate the fabric for myself, but it's okay because I have an idea to make it differently. So this is how spring turned out, and here we use this perle from DMC, and the top is stitched with Thread Gatherer silk. Here are some tiny stitches over one. Then it goes summer I forgot to place here the embellishment in the center of the flower. And here is the autumn. This is the last one I have to stitch. And on a separate piece of fabric, because again I couldn't count, I have winter, and that's how it looks. So in my thinking, I will need these 4 separate what are they? Are they squares? Kind of squares. And I will need them separately, and I have an idea to make them into not a picture, but something like more usable, I would say. So it's not a pin keep, it's gonna be like not a pillow, but well, when I finish this, and if it turns out well, I'll show you. If not, then I'm not gonna show you that. And I'm not gonna look like a well, like an idiot, let's say so. So yeah, these are the pieces, and the most funny thing is that I'm nearly done with the whole design, so just autumn is left to stitch. And I have found on eBay the original pattern with original flosses, and I'm probably gonna stitch it another time exactly the same as it's shown here, as like a panel, as a sampler, as a picture. So let's see. Well, first of all, I need to finish this with, and then we'll see if I'll get the time and the filling to turn into another one. So let's see. Next whip that I have is this charming design. That's how it's called. That's the kit name. So all the information you can see here. I'm not gonna read that out because, you know, just in case, not to harm your ears. So this is the angel. I bought it from eBay as well, and I've started it last year on my birthday, but it wasn't as simple as I thought. Why I bought this one? Because I have seen that it has so much different cranings in it, and I love everything sparkly. I love mirabilis and everything that has something special to it, like beads or any interesting flosses. So I thought it's gonna be a beautiful piece when it gets stitched. Originally it is stitched on 18 count Aida that came with the kit, but I have changed this and I have colored the fabric myself. I'm just gonna take the pattern out of here because I have it attached, because I was stitching from this piece of paper, but I'll get to that in a bit. I'll explain why. So it is colored in pinkish peachy color, so my needle minders got attached to each other, but you get the color as like more yellow. How can I make it look better? No, it doesn't help. Okay, please just believe me. So you see there is some pinky color here, so the whole fabric is similar color. I'm not sure how we can, so I don't know. Anyways, and this dirty piece is not so dirty, it's like more intense peachy, and not as it at the moment here. But this is what I have done so far for the year. and this is because it was not as easy as I thought. So we have a pattern here, and it's very, very small. It's very hard to see something, and this tree has a lot of different colors in it, and it's all thrown away, all these colors. So these little crosses everywhere, and you have to constantly count and change the floss color, but it's okay. It would have been okay if it would have not been so tiny. Yeah, so this was one of the first obstacles, but now, thanks to Katie from Red's Stitchery, she gave me Saga because she stitched this kit and it turned out beautifully. I just so recommend you to go and check out her channel. She has so many beautiful pieces and they're so different, so it's so fun to watch. And she gave me Saga for this kit, so I'm gonna be stitching this one now. And let me show you cranex that are here. These are gorgeous colors. So this is going to be so beautiful. I just need to get back to it and stitch it, and it's gonna be amazing. But yeah, so far I don't have so much, and I don't want to stitch it just right now. I want to finish a few pieces first. I'm gonna show you them, but as soon as I'm done with what I have planned, I get back to this one. Or when I get an inspiration, or when I get a right feeling that I want to stitch this one, I'll just get back to it and stitch it as much as I want. So that's the plan. Next project that I have in my whips is this kit from Pusilla. It is a ribbon embroidery and counted cross stitch kit called Two Shall Be as One, designed by Sandy Orton. And I have never seen this design before. I have seen it on eBay, so I've never seen this one being stitched or shown anywhere, like on YouTube or Instagram. So when I saw this, I thought that this is gonna be maybe the pattern and the design that I want to stitch for as our like wedding sampler, or how is it called correctly? To like to remember our wedding day. So I really love the design from Dimensions, where it's like lacy thing around the flowers that is also kind of wedding themed, but that kit is out of production and it was for a very long time. And I've looked through other wedding and I've looked through other wedding themed patterns and designs. I have not found anything that would speak to me as much, and this one I thought it's very interesting because it has these ribbon details and it's very unusual. And as I said, I was in the phase and I was in the part of my life where I wanted to try something new, and I was very excited. So I got this one and I started on our, was it like wedding day anniversary? So yeah, that is how pattern looks like. And I want to tell you before I show you, this thing is stitched on Aida. I think it's 14 count, yeah, white cloth, and I have swapped it to Brittany Lagana. pure white. I haven't colored it or taken any colored version of it because I think it looks gorgeous on the white. And this is how much I have stitched so far. Not much, but I think it's a good start. I only done it for a few days and then I got too busy to to continue because I've started working. I got back from maternity leave and I had no time, and then it was autumn. I hadn't had a feeling to stitch it, and then we started to get sick, and you know, just life came to its usual to its usual nature. That's how much, not much, but still. These are the flosses. This is my floss organizer. This is from Ampa Studio, from a Russian brand. So you stitch this part, and then I have colored this one with gold paint, and you stitch it together, these two parts, and then you have a beautiful organizer. So these are the floss colors, very gentle, very beautiful. And then here I still have all the how it's called, I forgot, all the ribbon. And here I have all the ribbon that I'm gonna be using later on when I'm done with all cross stitches and back stitches. So I'm gonna show you once again how this is looking. And I'm thinking to use here, instead of these French knots, beads, and here as well I'm thinking about beads. And I also have some embellishments. I have like wedding bells I bought from Susan Clark, and I'm thinking to maybe add in this somewhere, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe I won't even use this, but I like the design. It's very gentle and it's very sweet, so I would like to finish as soon as possible and frame it and have it on my wall so I can look at this every day. So yeah, this is another whip that I have. Next whip that I have is this design from Just Nan, Cloverleaf's Bunny Bungalow. And this one I actually have as an original kit. So I have all the embellishments that are here. And this one I'm stitching by original pattern, but I have not used the original fabric that was suggested by Just Nan. I colored it myself. So I'm gonna show you right away because I have so many whips. I didn't expect it's gonna take me so much time to show them all because I'm already getting tired and I'm losing my voice. I'm not used to speak so much. But anyways, let's have a look. So this is how much I have stitched. I am nearly done on this bottom part. Here I only have beads left. Here as well. This square is fully stitched. Here I have beads, and I need to do what happened. Here I need to do this square and this square, and this will be a side part with a window, and this one is the bottom one. I have been doing this pretty well. I've started it last summer, I believe, and I only had these two left, and I was saying this in my Russian version that I thought I will start stitching these simultaneously, because they're same floss colors. If you stitch a bit here, then you go and stitch a bit here, and it's just gonna go faster. I thought so, at least. But what happened? For some reason, I got confused and I started stitching bottom here and side window here. And when I realized I had a bit of stitched here, like to this part. I had this stitched here, and these I had stitched, no, because here we're stitching this flowery pattern. So I stitched it here fully and all white, I believe so at least, and here I stitched this frame like it's going here. And then I realized, like, I stopped for a while and then I looked at it and I was like, okay, how am I gonna put this all together if here next to all windows and the door I have a bottom, and here I have a window? Like, how am I gonna put this window next to other windows? And then I realized that I made this mistake and I had to take off all the floss that I have stitched with and start over. And then I got upset, and then I thought, okay, let's put it away and then wait for a while. So here I am, it's sitting away and waiting a while for me to get back to it. I like it, I like how the design turns out, I like the color, and I'm enjoying the fabric. I like how it turned out, the way I have painted it. It's a bit more brighter than you see it, but I'm happy with it. And this white spot is not as white as it on the camera now. So I like how it turned out, I love it, but it's just so many different little crosses. Like you see, there's 3 here, 3 here, and then there, and then there's like 4 another color, and then 3 another color, and like here you constantly have to stop and then swap the color, the floss, and then swap the needle, and then like start over again and then finish the floss. So it takes a while, and you have to pay attention. So I'm stitching this when I don't have my kids around, because otherwise I'm just making so many mistakes. It's not going well. And yeah, and I'm stitching it with these paper patterns. I don't have saga for it, so it takes a while as well. But overall, I'm enjoying it, and I would love to finish it by the end of this summer. It would be amazing, because yeah, I started it last summer, and I think a year is more than enough to get this together. But saying that, I have only stitched this part and not even finished the house itself, and then I have to do the roof on another piece of fabric, and then I have to do a mouse. So it's gonna take me a while, especially bearing in mind how many project whips I have and how many I want to start. Then yeah, it might not be a finish this year, but we'll see. I'll try to keep you posted and updated, and yeah, be recording videos and loading them on YouTube so we can see progress together. But now let's switch to another one. Another project that I'm currently stitching pretty actively is this Mill Hill kit called Puppy Paws. I have chosen this design to remind my kids and dogs and my husband to wipe their paws when they come back home, especially during winter time and autumn and spring, and well, pretty much every season, every time. I am stitching this by the pattern that came with the kit. I don't have saga for it, and this is how much I have done so far. I am using here wooden magnetic frame that I have bought, but currently I'm actually designing for myself plastic ones, 3D printed ones, because this is pretty heavy, and I have made the one on 3D printer, and these are lighter. I have not changed this one because I have it from the start, but this one I like sparkle. It sparkles. It's just not the right it's just not the right light probably, but it has some gold detail into it and it sparkles, and I like how it looks with designs. So yeah, I am testing the models and testing the magnets so they hold together pretty well. This is a testing piece and I've been covering this one with resin to make it shinier and to make it like I was adding glitter. So don't look at this, it's not gonna look this way when I'm done with the testing, but it's just much more lighter, and I like it that it's lighter and you can choose many colors and you can add sparkle and just like make your project a bit more gorgeous and fun. But anyways, that's not why we're here. This is how much I have stitched so far. I'm attaching the beads right away as I'm doing crosses, so I'm just, when I'm stuck or when I'm bored, maybe that's a better word, when I'm bored with crosses, with cross stitches, I turn to beads and then I swap. So this is how it looks, and here a little box that I printed for myself on 3D printer, and I have floss drops. I have made them myself, so I designed them. I like these two holes so that you can put like a long piece in here, and then if you have anything that you've stitched with, and then you have this little shorter piece of thread, then you can attach it here. Or if you have, for example, how is it called, when you have to use two different colors of floss, then you can attach them here. For example, you need one from here and one from here, and then you can just attach here both. And yeah, I just like it. I designed it for myself, and I also have these on my Etsy shop if you're interested. But yeah, and then I keep everything in such beads organizer, and then I have this one. Oopsie, lost one bead. And then I have this one that I made, not gonna work. This one I made from polymer clay. It's magnetic, and I like using this when I'm stitching. So I've attached this sticky pad in here, and then I just attach it to my frame, and then I can just like take a needle, take a bead, and then attach it right away. So I don't have to put this down and then get a bead from somewhere else. I'll just like make it that way. And yeah, I prefer it. For me, it's quicker and more convenient. So this is how I am doing this. I would like to finish it this year. Yeah, because I have so many whips. So if I finish it this year, that's a win. What else to say? Fun project. I'm not enjoying it as much. I just would like to have a finished piece, because I thought it's gonna be an easy one, like, you know, lots of blue, lots of brown, light brown, and like cream colors. But actually, as you can see, you'll constantly have to count here, because there are different color inserted in between. So yeah, not as easy as I thought, but still fun. I like Mill Hill. It gives like some different kind of stitching result and stitching experience, and I love beads, so I love it. I'm gonna stitch it. Hopefully we'll finish it this year. Next one is one of my favorites, is Mirabilia, called Moonflowers. Yeah, here. This one I have been thinking about maybe for 2 years, because I was thinking if I want to change the fabric or if I want to use this one. This is actually my second Mirabilia that I'm stitching. I have started my very first one. It's called Dressmaker's Daughter, and they're for like mannequins that are seasonal, and it's a big piece and it's stitched on the same fabric, I believe, or at least the same color. And I didn't want to take the second one and stitch on exactly the same color, because the previous one took me like 3 or 4 years to complete, and I didn't want to take this one and stitch for another like 4 years on the same fabric. So I thought I'm gonna change it, and I have changed it, and I'm gonna show you what I have taken for that. So this is the fabric that I have. It is dark. It has glitter. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but it's pretty sparkly and I like it. It has glitter like at the top. It's not like it has you know, some Zweigart fabrics has these oopsie, in the linen there is like this sparkly thread in between like normal threads, but this one is actually sparkling from the top. It was just a regular fabric. I can show you the back. So you see, it was like just a normal white linen, and it has been colored. It was colored by a very nice lady from Italy, I believe. She has an Etsy shop, and I will leave a link below, or actually if I will forget or I won't be able to find it, this is how her store is called, Eclipse's Colors. So yeah, please have a look. Gorgeous fabric, I'm loving it, and yeah, amazing. So I have started stitching from the moon, from the top. I'm always starting stitching from the top because this is the most convenient way for me, and this is probably the least possible way to make mistakes. So I'm doing it this way, and I've stitched a bit with Karen here. So this color that comes from green to yellow, this is Karen. Tried off some beads and Kreinig, and you know, jumped here and there, tried this and that, and yeah, these are all my needle minders. Just gonna show you a bit closer because I'm in love with this one. And then this pin I made myself as well, and that one, and that needle minder. But anyways, let's move on. So I changed the fabric. I love how it turns out so far, how it's looking. The only worry that I have is her dress and the pillow and the blanket. Well, pillow maybe not so much because it's kind of it has white color in it, but like blanket and her dress, if those are gonna look well here, but I think it's gonna work out. I'm just loving it. Didn't have much time to stitch it yet, but I'm certainly gonna get back to it, and I'm certainly gonna make a lot of progress this year. Yeah, as soon as I'm done with some. But again, you know, I want to start some designs and I want to start some big dimensions, and I don't know, maybe I need to record a video with all my stash and what I have collected so far. So yeah, and maybe then we can decide if I need to if I need to finish this first, or if I can start other Mirabilias, because I have collected some more and I'm in love with all of those designs. So yeah, but this is my whip. I don't know if you want to see the like the floss and the beads that I used in here. I'm just gonna quickly show you this way, but if you do, just let me know and I can then show this in the video that I'm gonna record with my progress or just like weekly stitching, just let me know if you want to see in details what is used in this design. But otherwise, this is my whip, and let's move on to the next one. Next design that I have in my whips is the one from Just Nan, Autumn Mouse Scissor Roll, and I am stitching this as well with my own selection of stuff that was offered by the designer. So what I mean, I didn't had the original pattern. As you can see, this one is very bad because my printer decided that it needs a day off, so it had enough. So I didn't have the original pattern and original embellishment pack. So what I'm gonna do, I took the fabric as was designed and suggested by a designer, and then for embellishments and beads, I'm gonna use something that I have bought and that I have found over the internet. I will show you later on, and I will show you when I'm gonna finish that, because at the moment I don't have much stitched. I've started it last winter, and as you can imagine, I haven't went too far with this design. So here I have cut it out the pattern because I don't have saga for it, so I attached it there, and this is how much I have stitched. I'm in love with this pumpkin breath, but okay. I'm sorry, I just haven't seen these needle minders for a while, and when I'm doing them, when I'm creating them, most of the time because I see them for a while, like, you know, for a week or two, because I make the clay, I combine it, and then I cut it, and then I make it into design, and then I have this design like in my head, and then I bake it, and then I add some details to it, and here and there, and glue the magnet and stuff like that. So it takes me like, well, if I don't have any other things to do and kids are being very nice to me and give me time to create, then, like, you know, it still takes me like 2 weeks to do it, and by the end of that time I get tired of this, and I think these are not pretty and these are not beautiful anymore, and like no one needs them. So yeah, and then when the time goes by and I don't see those and I get back to this, I think these, like, they are beautiful. So yeah, my apologies to getting your attention to it. Is just like me being weird, but yeah, this is how much I have stitched so far. This is how much I have, and this is the floss that is used here for this background, but this is not the floss that it's supposed to be here. By the key it says 2239A, but I have just a regular 2239. Because I had this in my stash, I thought it's not too bad to use it, like it's not gonna be a huge difference, and I tried it and I liked it, so I thought, okay, I'm not gonna buy a new one. I'm not gonna buy this Weeks Dye Works thread just for this border, because, you know, as I said, we don't have anywhere here any stores that sell Weeks Dye Works floss or anything like that, so I have to order it through 123 Stitch or some other shop away, and then I have to pay the taxes because it comes from, like, from the US, and in Europe we have to pay a separate tax, and I have to wait for like 2 to 3 weeks for just this thread, and I was so keen to start. I needed it like right away, so I started with what I had, and I think it's okay. I like it, so I think this is the most important thing. If you like it, then go for it. At least that's what I think, because that's your hobby, and if it makes you happy, then do the way you feel it and do the way you like it. So what else? I don't think I need to show you floss here because that is just a DMC floss. But what I can show you is what I have bought to use with this one. So I have found few things, few embellishments that I can use in this one. So I have found these little grape. It's not a vine, it's like just a grape thingy with a leaf. I think it's gonna look good instead of this one because I don't have an original pack. So I think I'm gonna use this one. And here we have a leaf on the mouse. I don't have it, but I have like what do I have? I have a flower. This flower. It's double-sided. I think I might use this one. And then I have other things as well. Like I have this flower. Oops. So, and I have some other stitchy embellishments. So I think when the time comes by, I will show you all things that I have, all embellishments that I have that I bought for myself, and then we can decide maybe together which one works well with this piece. But now let's move on to the next one. Next whip that I have is this cute tiny Mill Hill kit called Red Cap Mushrooms. To be honest, this is just a shame to show and to present it here because I have started it last autumn, stitched it for 2 days and then just left it. It's so tiny, it could have been stitched like in a week, but I decided to not to. What I have here, I am having here mess with thread. This is how I have started it, and here I am again testing my 3D printed magnetic frame. So it has two sides, more sparkly and less sparkly. So it has some pattern to it, some feel to it, and this one is more, I don't know what happened to my camera. Yes, there it is. So this is more like it doesn't have much of a feel to it, and this one has more not a pattern, but like it has a texture. Another one doesn't. So I am testing these ones as well. I've made two versions for the large Mill Hill and for the small one, and of course my needles get attached to it, but that's okay. So I'm gonna get it back here. So actually I remember why I've taken it and just stitched for 2 days, because I didn't have any feel to stitch it. I just needed to test. I just needed to test the frame. So I started it, and this is how much I have. Not the most beautiful cross stitches you've ever seen, but how it is. So that's how it looks like. That's how it's gonna look like. And yeah, I have kept it in this little bag, and I have made myself this floss organizer that I'm gonna use because it's not very convenient for me to use these bobbins. I used to use them all the time, but then I realized that it takes a lot of time, at least for me, to unwind it and then take one thread and then wind it back and then put it back. So I think this one is gonna work much better for me, but I'll test it. So yeah, that's my tiny whip. It needs to be done this autumn, like there is no question. It just has to be done because this is so tiny. It's just gonna take like a week or even less if I have a good amount of time. So yeah, needs to be done. And the last sweep that I have from 2025 is the very old design from Panna that is stitched on plastic canvas. It's gonna be this 3D gingerbread house, and I had it in my stash for a very long time. So last year, winter, December I think it was. Let me check. Yeah. Oh no, actually November. Last year in November I've started it, and as you can see, it was not a massive start. It was not a massive stitch, it was just a bit. But I have started it, and then I didn't want to stitch it because, again, as I mentioned in the very beginning, like with the wooden bases, with plastic canvas as well, I don't know why, but I just don't have a feeling to stitch on it. I'm sorry, I'm not taking this from the bag, or maybe I should. My apologies for the noise. Okay, so this is how much I have. Not much, but yeah, at least some progress. I thought it's gonna be better to have it in my whips rather than it's gonna sit for another like 5 years in my stash. I have added here a floss, so I made a blend of a white floss and like a fuzzy floss. It's similar to Rainbow Gallery Whisper, but it's just another brand. So I mixed it and it's gonna be fluffy like a real snow. So that's how much I've stitched. I don't have any plans to finish it anytime soon. I just started it, and when I have a feeling to stitch it, I will just take and stitch it. Otherwise, like, there are no certain plans to make a finish this year or next year or any other year. At least today. Maybe I'll change my mind in some time later on. And now we move on to whips that I've started this year in 2026. And this one I've started in January. It's from Jeanette Douglas Designs, called Northern Light Sampler. And this is my very first design from Jeanette Douglas. I like a lot, but this one I have never seen. I just saw it on eBay and I bought it because it was coming together with this embellishment pack with treasures, some hand-dyed floss, cranic and charms. And also what I liked here a lot is that this part at the top is stitched with cranic, so I thought it's gonna look gorgeous with the sparkle and all the details that it had. So I thought it's gonna be a good thing to try. And let me show you how much I have done so far. This is what I have. Let me take this away. Oops. Touch something there. So this is how much I have stitched. I have a fabric that was recommended by designer. It is 28 count blue spruce linen, if I remember correctly. Yeah, all correct. So this is how it looks. This is the top with the cranic. Some cranic was actually replaced here. You can see here 2 colors were replaced, and I think it looks a bit less charming than it is here on the preview. Like you see on the picture here, it has like more, like it has a better transition from one color to another, but here is just pure green, which is okay, but I like the other one better, but okay. And here I attached beads, and then this is the stitch with cranic, and then some hand-dyed floss, and letters are stitched with cranic. And then I went down to stitching birds. So there it is. That's how it looks like. And here is going to be attached that little bear. And I think it's gorgeous. I hope I will finish it in the winter time when it comes again. And I don't know if I need to show you. Oh, this is the organizer with threads that came in the embellishment pack. So these are cranics. This is hand-dyed floss that Snow been stitching with. This is also hand-dyed. This is cotton. And these are silks. Beautiful colors, especially this one has a very nice color change. And then some more hand-dyed cotton floss, and here as well. There are also needed mill heel beads that you were supposed to buy yourself. So here is the key. So mill heel you have to buy, these cranic, and then DMCs. Yeah, everything else was in the embellishment kit. So this is another whip that I have. I'm gonna get back to it somewhere in December, I guess, or maybe end of November, mid-November, when we get some snow and when we get the feeling that the winter is here. I guess I get back to it. Otherwise, it's gonna sit and wait for me until I have enough of summer and then autumn stitches. Next whip that I would like to show you is from this magazine, Cross Stitching Country Crafts. Gorgeous magazine. I love them a lot, especially with those designs from Sandy Orton, the rose sampler and the bee sampler, or the honey sampler, if I remember that correctly. But I don't have those magazines and patterns yet, but I do have this one, and the pattern that I'm stitching I will show you in a moment. It has a very tiny preview, but it caught my attention because of the materials list. There I saw that it has, I'll actually show you. So this is the key for the design, and it has some DMCs, and then it has quite a list of mill heel beads, and then you need cranic. Actually lots of cranic. I think more than 2 spools I would need to complete this design. But this is gorgeous. I actually love the design from from the cover as well, but that's sometime later. So I am stitching this on the fabric that I painted myself. Let me take this away. On the fabric that I painted myself. Originally it is stitched on Aida, on a white Aida, I think. Actually in the key it says that you can stitch on Aida or even weave of any count that you like, from like 14 to 32, I guess. But I didn't want to take a very small count because of the amount of beads, like you can see here, that these are stitched pretty close together, attached together, and I didn't want to take, actually I've taken the 28th count, so it is a pretty big count for me because I'm usually stitching on 32 count, but in this case I thought, because of these beads and the design, I thought that 28 is going to be just the perfect one. So here I have colored my fabric. Actually in the real life it's not looking as bright as you see now. When I'm looking at these, not through the camera, but just with my eyes, I cannot see these exact borders of the splashes. I just see some pinkish and green, and then very delicate and very light, so not as bright as it is on the camera. And I thought it's gonna bring a little detail and a very nice kind of feel, a summery, springy feel to it, to the design and to the finished piece itself. So here borders are stitched with cranic, and then this camellia is stitched with 1/1 PT crosses. What I'm gonna do, actually in the design itself, these are charted as normal cross stitches, but I thought I'm gonna make them tiny and use petite stitches, or like half cross stitches over one, just to make this design more, I don't know, more detailed, more, maybe not delicate, but I just wanted to change it, and I like it much more. Here I have attached some beads, and this is the corner of the design, so I have left and right corners. Well, this corner is not done, but I have the end of the corner, so I just need to go down. And this is the first heart. I really wanted to try and attach beads as it's shown on the picture, on the preview, and on the pattern, how it's gonna turn out. So now I see, I like it, and I'm gonna stitch it further. I'm using everything as charted by the key, so all DMCs, and I have bought all Mill Hill beads as it was suggested by designer. Just changed the fabric, and I think it's gonna be a gorgeous piece when it's finished. So I need to take it this summer and make it some good progress on that one. Another design that I would like to show you is these pretty birds with the, is it like a cherry blossom tree and a pink tree, from the Cottage Garden samplings, called Bluebird of Happiness. This design has started April this year, and I've been dreaming about these for, I think, at least a couple years. I have been thinking about it and like saying to myself, if I really need this, if I want this, how am I gonna like make it work with like, you know, in my house, if I'm gonna hang it, or if I'm just gonna stitch it and then, like, you know, put it away, because I do not like to put away the stitched works. I would like to display them. I would like them to be around the house. I would like to see them. So if this is not gonna be somewhere in my house, I don't want to stitch it, because like if I stitch it and it always turns out gorgeous, beautiful, amazing, so I want to see it. And yeah, so last year I finally decided that I need it, and I bought it, and I bought fabric as it was suggested here, 36 count sanguine linen from Weeks Dye Works, and all the threads I also bought from Weeks Dye Works. So I wanted to have the same view, same colors as on this picture here. I love everything pink. I love bluebirds, this house, the happiness, like it all speaks to me. So I decided that I have to have it, and then I started. This is what I have so far. I think it's amazing result for me, bearing in mind that I only started this in April, and I haven't stitched it like every day. I have other whips that I'm doing, that I'm stitching, and I had some finishes that I've done in between since I've started this one. So like you see there, this little pillow from Mill Hill, I have stitched it like I started it 1st of June and finished 4th, so like, you know, I've been stitching some things here and there. Okay, since I've started talking about it, let me show you. So this is what I have, and this is what I have done in just 4 days. I think it's amazing, it's gorgeous, I'm in love with it. Like, I'm staring at it every day, because here, like, this is my stitching place, and this is my, let's say, craft room, and this is my office, my home office. So I work here as well on this table. So I keep staring at this one a lot. But let's get back to this design. So yeah, I think it's a huge progress. Here it is around 30%, I think, done so far. So it's amazing. I love it. I love how it turns out. I'm stitching with 1 thread over 2 threads of linen, and it's gorgeous. I love colors. Actually, when I first received the fabric, I got a bit upset because as you can see, it's a pretty dark color, and on the picture here, it's a bit more lighter. I thought it's gonna be like pinky, more pinkish color, but this is a bit darker. It's like I don't know, it's pink, but with a bit of coffee with milk, like, you know, some strange color. But with the time and with these flosses being there, I like it, and I still want to frame it. I still want to hang it on the wall. So yeah, I love it. These are the flosses that I used. I'm not gonna show you all of them, just gonna show you my favorite one. Love this one, Peony. This is the best color. This is my favorite one. Like, this is the bright pink that I love. And then there is some more interesting ones. This is a bit dirty pinkish color, but still nice. There is this yellow with a good like a gradient, or with good color changes. And then I really like this one, Lucky. I love the color, how it changes, and what different shades it has in here. Like, it's gorgeous. I love it. I love the design, love the process, the project itself. So everything about it just makes me happy. So I'm gonna stitch it. It would be great if I could finish it by the end of this summer, and then frame it and have it on the wall then for the rest of our lives in our house during the spring summer period. It's just nice. Or maybe even like the whole year round. I can place it somewhere like in the bedroom and just stare at this every day. So yeah, I like it. And let's turn to my last whip. And my last whip is this kit from Sunset. It is stamped cross stitch, called A Song in Your Heart, designed by Vicky Howard, and you're supposed to stitch this one on this printed canvas. How is it called? Is it sailcloth? Yeah. So you are supposed to stitch this on the sailcloth, but I didn't want it. I really like the design because, you know, as I already mentioned, here you have blue bluebird, and there you have some pink roses, flowers. It's just everything that I love. So I thought I really want to stitch this one, but I don't want to use the fabric that it came with. So I have swapped this to 32 count Belfast, I believe, if I'm correct. Yes, it is Belfast in platinum. but I have also colored that a bit to be similar to the fabric that came in the kit, and I think I pretty much managed to match colors. As you can see, I have lots of threads coming out here, but that's because there are many different tiny cross stitches. Like you see 3 stitches here with one color, and then some here, which is okay, and then here, and then you have to jump here and then there. So I prefer to not cut it every time, but so I just take this at the front, and then when I have another place to use this thread, I just take it back and then I stitch it again. I'm not very much bothered about the back. This is how it looks, and I'm okay with that because like nobody is gonna see it, and if somebody would like to see it, then okay, that's their fault. So this is how much I have. I love the detail, even though it's stamped cross stitch. I didn't expect to be that much detailed, you know, with the back stitch and the colors of back stitch and the amount of it. A bit surprising to me, but I'm happy with it. And what am I gonna do? Since I'm not using the printed cloth, I am only gonna stitch this heart with the bluebird and this part of the bow, and then I'm not gonna stitch this part at the bottom because I want to make it like a pin keep, and then I'm gonna find myself a piece of wood, a piece of tree, and then I'm gonna place it, and then place in the same sort of not like bucket but container. I forgot how it's called. Flower pot. There I am. In the same sort of flower pot, and then I'm gonna have this standing pin keep like a flower tree. I think it's gonna look beautiful, but we'll see how it turns out, and I'll show you, of course, how it turns out when I have finished the design. I store everything in such box made for myself. Very convenient. I like it. Doesn't take lots of space. And here I have organizers with threads. So these are these blues were only used for the bluebird. These are used for a bow, and not the lace, but these are used for the bow and for the ribbon that comes across. These I believe used for butterflies, but I'm not gonna use those. I'm not sure if I've used these, because I believe these are used for butterflies, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna stitch those or not. And these are used for the heart itself. Beautiful colors, gorgeous result. I have to say again, I really like it. Love how it turns out, the detail, the colors, everything just so good, and I'm enjoying it a lot. Cannot really say that this pattern is easy to stitch to, but it's okay. Got used to it, so just need a bit more time to do it, to finish it, and then it's gonna turn out amazingly beautiful. So this was my last whip, and I would like to thank you for staying till the end, for watching my video. Would like to apologize for any pauses that I have, or like any words that I haven't used correctly, or anything that just might have confused you or made you think, oh, what was that? Anyways, thank you very much for coming to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching my video, and I am wishing you all the best, and I'm hoping to see you soon again in my next video. Thank you. and goodbye.